send another song.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 513. It's Friday, May 17th, 2013, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Internet talk radio for your imagination. Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on Earth located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster. Plus we bring you the return of the segment News Random, where we hear about one of the strangest things I've ever heard of having to do with pigs.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And I'm not talking about policemen. I'm sure that policemen love those little digs.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
No, they don't. But hey, I keep forgetting to say that this show has been on now for 2 years. We had the anniversary a couple weeks ago, but I wasn't clear about when it was exactly. But it was May 7th. And I forget what day it is today. Oh, it's the 17th, so it's 10 days ago. I'm in heaven. Just realizing that the show has been on that long.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
But you know what? There's an interesting story that NASA related today about a boulder-sized meteor so long.
Mike's Daily
Okay, I'm back again.
Podcast.
You thought I left permanently, didn't you?
Yeah!
But you kept singing along, didn't you? Okay, but a boulder-sized meteor slammed into the moon in March, igniting an explosion so bright that anyone looking up at the right moment might have spotted it, according to newswatch.nationalgeographic.com. NASA's Meteoroid Environmental Office, that guy's such a meteoroid, is reporting the discovery of the brightest impact seen on the moon in the 8-year history of the monitoring program. Did you hear how I said monitoring? Because don't you love those people that say monitor? Monitoring program. Some 300 lunar impact events have been logged over the years, but this latest impact from March 17th is considered many orders of magnitude brighter than anything else observed. Oh, look who just walked in.
Hi, Mike. It's Benita, the rodeo queen. How y'all doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
I'm really sick and tired of the IRS taking my money, and now they're discriminating against the Tea Party. Tell you what.
You know, it doesn't really sound so much as discrimination as it does sound like, oh, they had a couple extra forms that they had to fill out.
That is completely un-American.
To fill out forms? Have you seen the forms that you have to fill out just like to get into a doctor's office?
Mark, wham.
That's what I'm saying. Wah. Who cares about all the forms?
Mark, they were targeted.
Okay, now first off, that's an IRS thing. It's not a Democrat thing. And compare that to when Nixon was targeting people that disagreed with him back in the 70s.
Well, yeah, but that was necessary to keep the peace in America. Plus, Nixon was a whack job.
You know, you never cease to amaze, Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Never cease to amaze.
I've got my opinions. No one agrees with them, but I got them.
That's right, Mike. I don't agree with his opinions, but I love him anyway, even though he's not a hipster.
She wishes I was a hipster.
I know she does. Because of this guy that's walking in right now.
Hello there, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Brewmaster, are you happy about all the hipsters that are drinking your root beer in your new microbrew place, brew pub, gastropub, gastronomy? I don't know what the name of it is.
It's my place where people come drink my earth beer.
Okay, here at the last place on Earth. How's that going?
Great. Now I'm selling complimentary beard trimmers, too. Oh, boy.
How can you be selling them if they're complimentary?
'Cause I do. I don't know.
Uh-huh. Both of those responses are what I expected.
Mark, I'll tell you what.
What?
That was a response I was expecting. Mark, I think that what we need to do right now is celebrate that you've been on for 7 years.
I haven't been on... No, the podcast hasn't gone on for 7 years.
It hasn't?
No, 2 years. May 7th is the anniversary. That's when we kicked off this show. Before that, the podcast was called The Last Place on Earth. Before that, Mike's podcast picnic. Before that, the messy desk.
I don't remember any of that.
You might have been cryogenically frozen during that time.
Possibly.
Matt, I remember those days being frozen. It was great. I had a nice buzz after being reawoken. And a bit of a brain freeze.
Uh-huh. You know, I'm thinking that possibly that explosion that was on the moon may have been created by John Deere, the engineer, who's walking in.
Oh my goodness, it was. It was supposed to be a surprise explosion for you in honor of your anniversary, but unfortunately I set it off a little too soon. In March rather than in May.
That's okay. The thought is what counts.
That's right. Oh, hello, Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Hey, how you doing, John Deere? Great. You know, I think you and I should go get a beer sometime. Yeah, maybe we should.
What's wrong, Disgruntled Fiddle Player?
Don't know exactly. I feel kind of weird.
Why is that?
Like I'm a round peg in a square hole of society.
I don't quite understand. Do you understand, John Deere?
Kind of. Listen, the more we go out and get a beer, the more you will become comfortable with my lifestyle. What you do is your own business. Just keep it personal. Don't talk to me about it. And don't target me if you're with the IRS. Why would I target you? I'm not with the IRS. I'm an engineer. Whatever. Let's go, Benita.
Okay, but I'm coming back at the end of the show to drink some root beer with some hipsters. Bye, hipsters are cute.
She sure likes hipsters. Wow, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player is sure a bit uneasy.
Yes, well, some people are.
Mike, perhaps he should drink some of my
Root beer?
root
Root beer?
beer.
Have you been mixing real beer with the root beer?
Yeah, is that wrong?
Well, maybe. But who am I to judge? To each his or her own. And what do you think about that explosion on the moon? What do you think about the whole thing with this show being 2 years old? What do you think about zucchini? You can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email. You can also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Also, check out the website, mikesdailypodcast.com. Go there to find our link to where to listen to us and subscribe to us in iTunes. And you can also rate the show and comment on the show there and why more people find out about us. It's great. You can also find links to where to find us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Yelp, SoundCloud, Spreaker.com. All there at mikesdailypodcast.com. We also have the blog and the podcast picture of the day and a link to where you can find the Amazon deal of the day. Go there, Amazon deal of the day, buy something, and you can get a 50% off a SanDisk. 80% off men's Ed Force box link bracelet. Okay, all kinds of great stuff there. And when you purchase something, we get a little bit of money, supposedly. We haven't seen any yet. Must be all the people that are rushing to buy things through that Amazon portal. But it's all there at mikesdailypodcast.com.
News random.
I read this, and I was shocked. It was shocking. I was just shocked. And this is in the Epoch Times, which you can find like on every street corner if you go into San Francisco. But they have some interesting articles, and this one saying over 6,000 dead pigs float through Shanghai. I love pigs. I know I sometimes will eat pork, but I think they're cute. And I have a dog, but if I didn't have a dog, perhaps I would have a pet pig. I hear they're really friendly. But over the last few weeks, the carcasses of 6,000 dead pigs that reportedly died from porcine circovirus have been fished out of the 70-mile-long Huangpu River flowing through Shanghai. Initial reports indicated there were merely 3,000, but then authorities found nearly 6,000. Insert your pig soup joke here. Now, that's not nice. Pigs are people, too. No, they're not people. They're pork. But they're sweet, and, you know, they have a lot of similarities to humans. I heard this. That there's some, I don't know what they are, but they're similar in some ways, yet we eat them. How weird. Are we cannibals? The ear tags that were used to identify these pigs reveal they are from farms in Jiaqing and Pingchu and in the Xinjiang province upstream of Shanghai, as well as from the Jiangsu province. Quote, I suspect they were tossed in right after they died at the farm. The same phenomenon has been seen in other sections of the Huangpu River. The authorities have already come to collect these carcasses 3 or 4 times now, according to the Agricultural Commission. As you would expect, there is a scare going on right now. Residents are concerned not only about the outbreak of an animal epidemic, but also about the contamination of the Huangpu River, since Shanghai obtains most of its drinking water from it. The news said the water is not affected and still good. Wow, what a surprise there. The Department of Agriculture also says that an investigation is underway, but ruled out the possibility of an animal epidemic. It claims that most of the pigs that died were piglets that froze to death. But tests of that Huangpu River, I sure am hoping I'm saying that name right, tests of the water have determined that the water does contain the pig virus called porcine circovirus. People hearing that the pigs froze believe that it's a joke because they ask, how would an over 200-pound pig just freeze to death? Poor pigs. But yet China has some interesting stories about environmental disasters. They're doing strange things to their environment over there. Not that this is in any way related to pollution, but if you visit China, use the same rules that you do when you go to Mexico. Don't drink the water. As we go outside the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The picture was an interesting moment that I had when I was walking along the trails in Castro Valley, and I came upon this interesting plant that it actually detaches and you can put it back together. I don't know what it's called. But there I am. I'm showing it to you. I hope you like it. Check it out at Mike'sDailyPodcast.com.
Mark, it's a beautiful picture.
Thank you, Disgruntled Fiddle Player.
Mark, I love hipsters.
I can tell that, Benita.
Mark, I don't know how to say
Work on it. Tomorrow, we won't have a show because I'm going to be DJing a birthday party. I'm going to be mixing the tunes. I'm going to be getting down. But we will do another show sometime in the next couple of days, and we will hear then from Madame Rutabaga, Valentino, the parking attendant, and Bison Bentley, as well as bring you the return of the segment Masterpod Theater.
Mark, I'm a round peg in a square hole of society.
We all feel like that sometimes.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!